Hey guys, welcome back. Flaming Chicken here, once again with the series, Is It Worth It? Where we talk about, is it worth getting a certain type of Pokemon card PSA rated? This time it's Kabutops. To me, just when he came out, at least not like, even the card, he's just awesome looking. I mean, he's got swords for hands. The only one who's the same way as him is Scyther. And, there's newer ones, but for me, the two OGs of swords for hands in Pokemon is Kabutops and Scyther. Scyther had that whole speed going on, and Kabutops had that whole, just hard shell going on. So these were just, to me, this dude was cool, and the fact that he didn't do more damage was crazy to me. He probably does now, but regardless, and then also it was crazy to me, Pokemon were very set in their ways, or at least it felt like it, for quite a few generations. And I thought this was a fake card, or there was a huge issue, because Kabutops isn't a water type yet. That's just with Neo Discovery. They switched the elements around Neo Discovery, that they switched the elements around for some of the Pokemon, which was pretty cool. And they changed their artwork to make it match. They have him underwater, which makes sense, because he's like, he's the Pokemon version of a horseshoe crab, which is an actual animal. Look it up. He looks almost exactly like Kabutops. So, this is the PSA series of Is It Worth It on Kabutops. So, Japanese ones, hollow, as they are in their condition without being PSA rated, they actually go for about $8 to $15, which is nice to know. Once again, though, also, Kabutops, at least these versions, not huge sales, believe it or not. Just not. They don't sell quickly. Now, I also have a non-hollow lightly played in English. It might even be, it's probably heavily played, but really the difference between lightly played and heavily played cost-wise isn't any different. So that goes for about $2. I don't think it's going to sell, but we'll see what happens. I won't even bother listing it at first, actually, for a while. I'm trying to get the big cards out of my collection. And moving the camera angle down here too. So luckily for me, my Neo Discovery Kabutops is in English. Unluckily for me, it's not first edition and it's not hollow foil. It's a non-hollow foil Neo Discovery Kabutops. So it's kind of hard to get a PSA rating of price for this Kabutops, because almost any PSA card is usually hollow. It's usually what you're going for. The hollows are worth more. It's the ones you want to have PSA rated, as long as it's going to make 8 or above. So this Kabutops is kind of hard to price out. As this sits $10. He does have an itty bitty bit of, I believe, whiting, a little bit of itty bitty denting right there on the side, and a little bit of whiting on this side. So he's not going to store a 9. He may not even store an 8. This is probably a 7 for PSA for Kabutops. It's probably not worth getting my Kabutops PSA rated. However, I think a lot of cards can reach PSA 8. I think they still exist. They clearly do. They keep making them, or, they at least keep finding them. They don't make the cards anymore, but they keep finding them and they keep getting them rated. PSA 8, I think, is fairly achievable, which, if you have this card, PSA 8, it can jump up. This was, I believe, a hollow price, though. So PSA 8, non-hollow, you can expect probably $30, which I think is still worth it to send them in if you're going from 10 to 30. Because PSA 8 is pretty achievable. Now, if you get PSA 9, once again, this is hollow price. It's hard to find non-hollow, but PSA 9 non-hollow, you'd probably hit the $50 to $60 range for this Kabutops. So that's pretty cool. If you happen to have them hollow, clearly it's worth it. And then if you happen to have them first edition, either hollow or non-hollow, definitely worth it. First edition hollow Kabutops, PSA like 10. The asking price, I think even some of the going bids are like $400 for the Neo Discovery one. Now, going off the Japanese one, hollow fossil PSA 10, currently, actual not asking price, but actually going bid that I just saw today, and there's still 4 hours left on the bid. And if you guys know anything about bidding, especially with eBay, it's the last 10 minutes the bid can skyrocket. So I saw with 4 hours left, it was at $40, and it also had a $5 shipping fee. So, you know, I have to look at my cards themselves and compare them to some of my things. So I can tell this isn't going to be a PSA 10, because it's got a little bit of like splitting at the top. I mean, it's still a beautiful looking card in my opinion. Oh yeah, and there's some damage along the side. You can't really, yeah, you can see it there, but mainly when you look directly at the side of the card, you can see how it kind of is a little bit blasting out. So this one itself isn't worth rating, but I do have one that's in better condition, and I also have an English version, which I'm actually keeping on the shelf, because I already know I need to send it in to be PSA rated, because of course the English version will actually go for more within the PSA 10 realm. But yeah, no, the PSA 10 of a Japanese hollow Kabutops is right now at $40. So that's the actual going price, and there's still 4 hours left on that bid. This one actually definitely probably could reach PSA 10. I mean, so this one for me is worth rating. So I'm going to put this, what I'm doing personally is I'm pulling my cards off to the side that I think should be PSA rated, and I'm getting them ready to send. So when you do PSA ratings, if you're new to the whole PSA thing, you want to get a PSA membership, which is good for 1 year, which I believe from when you do it. So not like if you start it in like November, it ends, January 1st of the next year. But I believe it's based on the date you start, which is like a gym membership basically. So if you start like July 7th of 2020, it shouldn't end until July 2021. So I've never done PSA rating. I have PSA cards. I know what to look for to send to PSA since I've been doing research. I can't wait to do the episode to where I show which cards I send myself personally, what they look like before, and what they come back as. My expected ratings versus what PSA actually rates them as. And if you're new to PSA rating, you don't want to send anything that's not going to at least score like a PSA 8. Because your PSA score is kind of like a value multiplier, and that multiplier is based on the PSA pop of that, the population of how many are at that level of PSA rating. And so PSA keeps track of all of this. However, they keep track of only the PSA cards. There's also other trading cards, but the two main ones is Beckett and PSA. You only want to send something to Beckett. It's a whole other category. I don't intend to send anything to Beckett. The only thing you'd want to send to Beckett is like a super extreme, rare, but highly collectible card, if that makes sense. So, for example, like an autographed Charizard by one of the Pokemon creators or illustrators, you would want to send that to Beckett. And the reason why is Beckett was actually kind of the original main hub for like playing cards, while PSA was mainly for like back in the day, like baseball cards and sports cards, and they switched over because there's a huge market for the Pokemon cards, and then PSA just did a better job getting out there. So for your mainstream cards like these Kabutops, these base sets, almost any card, you want a PSA rated. If you have a card that's super high collectible, going to be in absolute perfect condition, you want Beckett to rate it. So because Beckett does 10s, but they also do like 10 gold and 10 pristine and 10, I think, even plat or something, which shows that this card's even worth even more than a 10. And PSA has the same thing too. I've shown they've got premium files. So that means it should be considered higher than a 10 in a sense, or like the most premium of a 10, if that makes sense. Absolutely perfect card. So you want to send to Beckett if it's going to be a card that already has a huge seeking behind it and people can understand the value of that Beckett rating. You can still send it to PSA. It's still going to increase the price drastically, but you may see an even higher increase in price with it being Beckett rated if it's Pokemon. So bottom line up series up front for this one, for Kabutops, if you have a hollow Kabutops, and I only have them in these versions, I don't have them in other versions, I'm sorry, but these versions definitely show that he pays off. So I'm certain the other versions he also probably pays off to have PSA rated, as long as he's 8 or higher, which is what this series is about. So yeah, I definitely think you should have your Kabutops PSA rated. If you're new to the channel, though, what I'd like to mention is the giveaway that we do. So we're a new channel. We're only at like 25 subs. We've been doing a giveaway, you know, I think almost once per week, something like that. Our original giveaway was a $5 to $10 giveaway. Our second giveaway was a $10 to $20 giveaway. And our third giveaway was like a $4 to $5 giveaway. So we vary rapidly, and it's also depending on your vote. So you vote by dropping a comment below while we're doing this giveaway, and your options are between these cards here. So this card is damaged, and this card is damaged, while these other three cards are pretty much in absolute perfect condition. And so you vote which cards you want to be in the giveaway, and we're giving away one for 50 subscribers. If we hit between 50 and 100 subs, the same lucky person will get this coin along with whichever card is voted. If we hit 100 subs, we'll do 2 of these cards, but it's not going to go to the same person. We'll do 1 card to one person and 1 card to another. And also, if you are new, I'm not against the same person winning twice. Granted, that would be 2 separate people, but for example, on our next giveaway after that one, if the same person wins, that person wins. You can ask Vintage Pokemon Hunter Brothers. He won twice in a row the first 2 giveaways, and that's just because he didn't have anyone to compete against, so he won automatically. Also, yeah, that reminds me, you can't win if you aren't publicly subscribed. I can't see your name, so I can't pick you as a winner if you aren't publicly subscribed. On top of that, I am sorry, we do not give away out international shipping from the continental United States. That's just to save on shipping costs. I'm so sorry. I'm just letting you know that now. I haven't been saying that in the previous videos. That's just my disclaimer. Maybe when we get really big, we can do international shipping giveaways. But until then, right now, because I'm giving away free Pokemon cards, and I'm paying for the shipping, you know, I know it's just simple mailing, but when you start doing international, it gets kind of outrageous. Yeah, so no international winners for now. I'm sorry. So if you do win and you're international, hopefully you have a buddy who can get it to you and I can mail it to them, something like that. I'm not against any internationals. It's just the shipping cost is too much to be doing this as giveaways for international shipping. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, so in order to increase the subscribers, you need to subscribe if you aren't subscribed, and you need to share the videos. We aren't doing the giveaway till we hit 50 subscribers. So if we hit 50 subscribers, we'll start that giveaway and we'll clock it down for about 5 days. Between those 5 days, if we hit 100 subscribers or 150, we'll add more cards to the giveaway. So yeah, help us hit 50 subscribers by liking and sharing, and I hope this video was informational for you. Thanks, bye.